Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hope. Now in the last episode, we made a lot of mistakes. It went really badly. But we have some potential here, so we've got an opportunity to resolve a couple of wreckages. The last battle actually didn't go too poorly for us. We do have a potential fleet health impact here. We do need to heal Fernandez, although he is just below max health, so maybe we don't need to do that. We could instead avoid this for a hero trait. I think we'll use a hero task on this. Triage the injured passengers, clear this negative effect, we'll advance time by 1 level, and this guy will level up. Okay, so he's a veteran pilot who makes the fleet upgrades in the R&D lab cheaper. Ooh, combat training is super good. Every time this hero resolves a POI, shop prices are reduced by 10% until the end of the sector and gain +5 fleet health. I think I like the +2 experience. Being able to level up his ships much faster would be really powerful. We still are dealing with the wreckage crisis, and we do have a crisis coming next turn. Our ships aren't in too bad a shape. We have no major crises being triggered. I am a little bit worried about the health of the botanical cruiser, but I also really need to save up points to get the squadron dock control. 270 scrap is a lot. So let's prioritize getting the scrap here. I will spend Fernandez's hero point here. I think that's worth it. 74 scrap is fantastic. And we got the ballistic breakthrough. We seized the opportunity. Exploring the wreckage led to an interesting development. My team's been preparing these for the next 2 jumps. We should have an increased weapon reloading speed. Excellent. That's really helpful. We already have a 10% bonus from Fernandez being assigned to the weapons. That's a decent ability. And now we have a crisis. The CIC needs us, the skipping stone, the new crisis. The commander of the Asham wants to talk to you. The Asham was one of our civilian ships. She's agitated. We have a bit of a situation. Asteroid just hit our hull. Everything's okay except for a spare parts vault. The outside door may break at any moment. Afraid we won't be able to fix it ourselves with affect the efficiency of our ship. I'm requesting your help. My team is ready to help with the repairs. Hold on, can't we tell them to fix this issue themselves? If we don't help them, the ship won't be able to available for the next few sectors. So the Asham is a botanical cruiser. It is a tier 2 botanical cruiser. I think I could live without the Asham for 2 sectors because I just really need as much scrap as I can get. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh dude, failing the crisis would hurt so much scrap. I think I'm going to lock the Asham. I think that's fine. We bypass the crisis. We suffer the negative effects. Not everyone likes it. I think having a bad relationship with the underworld is fine. I think the mechanics are essential to the fleet. Yeah. Your relation just became tense. This faction will no longer offer opportunities, but only crises instead. Try keeping a fair relation with factions to get opportunities. Be careful. There'll always be a string attached. Okay. Yeah, I need to be careful. So the Asham is locked. We won't be able to make use of it, which is fine. I think we can live with that. We do have the roving junkyard, the traitor here. The junkyard has many spare parts. Let's see. Not afraid of the Cylons? This is a junkyard. There's nothing of value here. Why would they come after me? They've got bigger prey to hunt. Take a look at what I have in store. Okay. So we've got a support Cobra. This has jamming bullets that applies slow and frail. So the unit is slowed and takes more damage. It's also an artillery unit. Deals less damage at short range. Then we've got the Kestrel. The Kestrel is also a support. Has offensive coordination. All allied squadrons within the radius gain extra damage, and evasive coordination. All allied. So it's much more of a leader unit, although it doesn't actually have its own weapon, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, it would have been nice to have more supplies. Oh, dude, it would have been great to get some of these. Maybe we can get enough supplies to get another leader. Like fast reloader isn't bad. Empathetic. Ace pilot is pretty good. Extra speed. Let's see what we can do here. Can we obtain some more supplies? We could use a rent here to gain more supplies. Would be pretty low on Tillium, or we could use him to get Tillium, and then I think if we buy the supply, I think we're going to do the supplies thing. Yeah, I think we just go for this. It's a lot of supplies. It'll allow us to buy a leader. They're incredibly useful because they have hero points. Empathetic is decent. Ace pilot is really good. I'm going to get ace pilot because having a faster moving fleet would be really powerful. And then if he has a hero point, we can use him to refill our Tillium reserves. Now we're probably going to be dealing with another event here. Alright, so we've got an issue. Some tension aboard the Viceroy. The dockers are using an empty dock, but Navy personnel warns it's off limits. I'm worried about making the military unhappy, but I'm okay with having a slightly deteriorated relationship with the workers. We do have an event in the bar. Let's go check that out. So we could play Pyramid. We could trade Tillium for a nuke. Or we could play Triad with the Underworld. Let's make the morale of our... Oh, shop prices reduced by 10%. Realize how fit and focused she looks. It could be helpful to play more often. Play another game. Shop prices reduced by 10%. That would have been useful. It would have saved us a little bit of resources. Unfortunately, I don't think I can really buy anything. I'm really tempted to burn my time here getting scrap. Although I am really low on supplies. We could get a civilian ship on our fleet. I do like that idea. Let's get another civilian ship. It would have been nice to get a special one. It's another botanical cruiser, which will give us more supplies every jump, which is awesome. No situations or POIs left to resolve. We can burn our time either training civilian crew. I think we want scrap more than anything. So I'm tempted to do this because it would get us much closer to being able to deploy a third squadron. I think that would make a big difference in our battles. So let's start investing into scrap. We've got an issue on this ship. 32 health is annoying. I think we live with that. Everything is a resource, right? Trade is contact. We've got an enemy ship coming in. We're going to bring our 2 highest health cruisers. Oh, wait, before we jump, I need to put L. Douglas into a ship because he does have bonuses. 15% max hull, 2 XP. Oh, yeah, damn, he's really good. I guess I'll put Douglas on a gun. Oh, he won't fit on a gun. That's fine. All right, let's start the battle. I think we're pretty much set up the best way that we can be. So we're moving from Talit to Alfernar or Alamali. We've got fleet health. This is fate. And another civilian ship. The extra civilian ship could be amazing. I do like the idea of going here for scrap. There's also a nuke there. There's a lot of potential. I think we go to Alfernar. While another civilian ship would be amazing, it depends on what type it is. Alright, so we've got a Cerberus class frigate. This is a Type A defender. Every 10 seconds upon battlefield arrival, one unit will gain the Silent Overload, which gives them plus 100 max hull. Okay, this is actually going to be one of the more dangerous abilities because enemy defense is hard to overcome. It also has missile disrupting feel. All non-Cylon nukes entering a 225 TU range from the capital ship are deactivated, so we cannot use nukes inside this range. Okay, I'm happy with the way we've got set up. We're going to be deploying the Raptor and the Viper. We've got a heavy raider coming. Let's get the Viper in. What does a fixer do? Every 3 seconds restore 50 hit points. So that's a bit of a problem. I'll get my Raptor on that, and I'll get my Viper on the Raider. I might be able to use a missile to delete the fixer. Might not be necessary. Can you kill the fixer real quick? It's okay if you tank him. Get his attention because you can regenerate health really quickly. We've got 2 heavy raiders and a fixer coming in as well. Let's get you on the fixer. We can fire flak. I'm going to hold my flak. Maybe I won't hold my flak. I'll fire it just to get extra damage in. Get out of that. We've got heavy raiders and a protector coming in over here. All of the allies gain damage resistance. That's a bit of a problem. Get in there, kill him. Alright, let's get up. Let's get on that fixer if we can finish him. Actually, I need you to tank the heavy raider while my Viper deals with these guys. The support units. Oh, you're being targeted. That's a problem. These guys do not have much in the way of armor. Let's fire a missile at the fixer and then go straight into him. Now that you're tanking the heavy fighter, go ahead and switch targets. Make sure we finish off the protector as fast as possible, who's damaging the Viper, and then get the heavy raider. You stay where you are. Fire on these 2 while the Viper helps deal with this heavy raider. Oof. Unfortunately, we don't have another ship to switch to. Civilian ship took a hit. This guy is still quite tanky and healthy. We do still have a missile we can use in the signature bypass. Let's hit the fixer with a missile. And then get these guys to flee while you chase them down. Make sure to finish this guy if you can. This guy cannot survive another... He can only survive one more attack. So can you bait this guy into chasing you? Yeah, they're hitting civilian ship. That's fine. Bait him and run. My squadron was destroyed. That's unfortunate. Okay, please finish this. Fire the flak. Shoot the protector. I think I have to emergency jump here or I'm going to take too much damage. Let's get you out of here. I don't want you to die as well. What are you, the Asham? We're going to emergency jump. The Tilium expense is painful, but we had to do that. Repairing the squadron would save us a lot of scrap. I think repairing the Viper is the right play here. Damn, that was rough. We're at 0 Tilium, and our morale is taking hits. But we are at 250 scrap, which means we're on the verge of being able to get an extra squadron, which would make a difference here. I don't think we can solve this. These guys aren't wounded enough for me to be worried yet. We have no Tilium, so I need to obtain more. We're going to pump 2 emergency Tilium refinings. Or at least we only need to do 1, and then we can do the Tilium refining. We'll use the Vaskalenko, because he is good at that. We do have an event. I was wondering, do you believe in dreams? You see, every night I'm visited by the gods. I see their temples. I hear the voices that have been guiding me the last few cycles. I want to build a shrine dedicated to the gods. I'm afraid I can't spare that scrap. We just can't. We're not doing well enough to spare that kind of scrap, man. Vasilenko, I need you to get us some more Tilium. No, sorry. It's Arend. He has the travel planner. So he'll get us the extra Tilium, which basically means instead of net 3, we end up with net 4, which is a very efficient action for a hero point. Now, if I remember correctly, the R&D lab that we have, the med bay, the first hero healed each sector doesn't lose a health point. So we can actually heal Fernandez, and he won't lose his supply point. We do lose some supply, which I'm worried about. Arendt is ready to level up. Now, he does have weakening shot. All squadron abilities or Gunstar Ares effects gain radius. These are not very good abilities. Alright, extra radius on his weapons might be useful, who knows, depending on what he's assigned to. So we really want this scrap. I think I'll just assign my ace pilot here to it. He'll clear this for us. Beautiful. And he gets a level up, although we do have another issue we need to tackle. Group of the Underworld Goons, the Asham. So this looks like the Underworld is having a rough time. Impending turf war. We need to calm the situation. Let's help out with the situation if we can. A hero action for 4 points is fine. L. Douglas. Oh, he's got some rare abilities. Okay, or she's got some rare abilities. Let's see. Gain +2 fleet health every time a base resource is spent in fleet management. That's really good for keeping your fleet healthy. Assigned squadron gains extra damage per TU from its target. So basically, it's really good for a sniper. So like shooting at 100 TU will be a 50. This would be really, really good for a sniper. Assigned squadron, I think we go for humanitarian. This will give us a lot of fleet health. It allows us to tank negative things like this. Because now, in theory, if we buy the Underworld bar... Sorry, if we buy the squadron dock control... Now, we do also need to repair the Wolf for 27. And then we assign this guy to it. Although I am tempted to assign you to a different ship to level it up faster. No, it's fine. We'll leave you the way you are. Do we want to spend a hero action gaining resources and then clear this with the resources we gain? I think we do. So I'll use you to clear the supply depot. Then we'll take the fleet hit points. We do get a little bit of health back, but then we take a big hit. We lose some health care, which sucks. But then if we spend these resources... Well, hold on, maybe we can level you up with something useful here. All assigned squadron abilities have extra radius. The hero never loses any health when their squadron becomes wrecked. Ooh, test pilot. So when your squadron gets wrecked, you gain hit points. or experience. Every time this hero resolves a POI, another random hero heals. This is actually really damn good. So I'm going to take Field Medic because that's like really good resource creation. And I'm wondering if we should use a hero point for this, or we should use our final hero point to get some nukes. We could get a lot more nukes with a hero point versus fate points, which are, I still don't know really how fate points work. I think it's like a meta progression currency or something. I think I'm going to try, see if I can spend the supply points now. Will that actually provide us with a heal? I'm wondering. It does actually, it gave us a +2 heal, which is interesting. So now we heal when we spend resources, which is going to give us a really, really good bit of fleet health. We do have a bar that we want to look at. Play Triad, it would be nice to up our friendships with the underworld. I don't necessarily need to do a secret deal with the military. I'm going to talk to the underworld here. Gangs are actually playing the same game. So we can buy them around and leave, or we could give them some supplies. I think improving that up to fair would be nice, because supplies we have a decent amount of. I could choose to heal this guy. I think, well, we can heal him for free when we do an action next turn. I think I would rather use him to obtain nukes. That's a lot of nukes for not much Tillium. Now, unfortunately, the level of Tillium that we are at, and the fact that the crisis is coming towards the end of this cycle, means that we're not going to be able to do an emergency jump. So we've got a new crisis, microwave oven, custom kitchen. Summoner, something's fracking with our people, a bad batch of Fumarella we thought, or a rook. It's getting worse. Bar fight, sickness, social disorder, we're losing control. Tell it from the start. An altercation in sick day 4 days ago. 2 patients with sudden migraines, 1 doctor, someone lost their patients. It got weirder from there, voices not everyone could hear, spaced out junkers, gambling, gibbering, old friends trying to kill each other. Sounds like a swirl and twist of overstretched meds, bad ambrosia, and a common fatigue. Nothing like create a stims and morphine core cure. Well, there's a pattern of rapid onset mass psychosis, indicative of a singular cause. These people might be suffering from brain damage from local radiation. Supply cost for 2 sectors? Ooh, I don't know if I can do this. Let's tackle the crisis. Let's try to tackle the crisis. We should be able to make it work. Okay, we need to reach level 2 in Gunstar upgrades hull reinforcement, which shouldn't be completely impossible. It is only 64. Now we are going to be in a bit of a problem. Fernandez will level up here. Assigned Gunstar weapon or squadron abilities gain 50% duration. This is great because he is on the flak thing, and I believe the flak weapon has a duration. 6 seconds. So this is bringing it up to a 9-second AoE damage ability, which would be really, really powerful, I assume. Now he already has weakening shot. Interesting. I wonder, do these stack? I'm going to go for rapid setting optimizer, and I wonder if that improves the gun, because I'm really curious about this. Like how does that interact with, because the cooldown is already reduced, right? It looks like the damage is the same, but the duration is longer, which is interesting. So it's now a longer crowd control ability. That's super interesting. We could obtain some fate for some Tillium. We're not going to be able to have enough Tillium to do an emergency jump here. So I think we do have a few nukes that we can use, which is not bad. So I think we just grab this fate because we can use it potentially. I don't know if it's like a meta progression currency or something. Plus it will also heal our fleet slightly. And then we'll be able to do a couple of Tillium emergency refining. So we will be able to jump. We're going to select our civilian defense. I'm going to put the shooting star alongside the Hippolytus. The Hippolytus or Hippolytus or whatever, I do want it to be healthy, so I am going to invest into its defense. Whereas like the shooting star, it's just another botanical cruiser. We have a ton of these botanical cruisers, so they're kind of, I don't want to say that they're expendable, but I don't know if I need them all. So I think I've repaired all my ships. I've assigned heroes to squadrons. I've leveled everyone up. I've upgraded my fleet in the R&D, and I've selected my civilian ship defense. So I think we just go into the battle now. I don't think we can go for the elite here. I think maybe we go for Seamus Majoris. And we play it safe over here. So let's go the safe route. I don't think I'm strong enough to take on elites here. Although we do have 3 ships now, which is a big deal. So we're fighting a Phantom class frigate, which is a Type B assault. So this has all units are deployed with the mutation focused shots. The unit gains 30% damage, but the bonus is lost for 4 seconds if the unit is shot at, even if the shot misses. So if an enemy takes damage, basically, or if an enemy is being shot at, it doesn't have a bonus damage. Every 10 seconds upon battlefield arrival, 1 unit will gain the silent overload, giving it evasion. Ooh. As long as hull points are under 30%. So we want to try to kill people in as few shots as possible. Now we also have these asteroid clusters. 80% of damage dealt to all units within range of the asteroids are instead dealt to the asteroid unit. Okay, that's kind of an interesting interaction here between all these abilities, because we can use this to tank enemy units with our Raptor. We are going to be deploying the Wolf. I'm going to be deploying the Wolf out on the left flank. The Raptor will be deployed in the center, and the Viper will be deployed on the right. I think that's a reasonable set of deployments. We're going to go ahead and unpause and begin the start of the battle. All right, we've got some infiltrators. So what do the infiltrators do? They gain stealth if they're not attacking for 3 seconds. It's a level 4 unit. So we are going to need to deal with that. Oh, you can't pre-send orders. That's okay. Send the wolf and the viper. This guy seems to be... What's this ability? Ah, it's his ability charging up. Okay. Alright, I'm going to send my viper off to the infiltrator on the right. These guys are stealthing up. Go after this infiltrator. You chill here. Can't actually target them because they're hidden, which is very annoying. We did get that guy. Go after this infiltrator. You go after this infiltrator. You defend the Gunstar. Well, that's one enemy down. Don't let him do too much damage to the Gunstar. We do have a flak shot. We don't necessarily need to be using it just yet, I don't think. Level up available. That's beautiful. Good kill. You may be able to kill this guy. Spreading our teams out. Okay. So all enemies are dealt with. We've got some heavy raiders. Let's try to take these on together. I'll get 2 of these guys on this guy using the asteroids as defense. Perfect. Asteroid defense is working perfectly. I want you to pull back into the asteroid to bring this guy forward slightly. If you can chase him down, prepare to attack that heavy raider. Good job. This heavy raider is part of your targeting. Yep. Alright, we've got everyone targeting where they need to. Great work. We've got infiltrators here and here. I'm going to get you to target this heavy raider. I'll probably use... I need to save my flak cannon because it doesn't seem to be anything mass. Doesn't seem to be masses of units coming. Let's just drop a flak on this guy to keep him busy. Good job. Get on top of that infiltrator. You get on top of that infiltrator. You head over here to kill him if you can. Shouldn't be an issue for you. The civilians are taking damage. That's just part of life. We're on the infiltrators. Popped. Let's get on these infiltrators and the heavy raiders. What's your health at? Your health, you're actually pretty healthy, so I'm going to keep you on the edge of this field here. We're going to focus on this heavy raider to the north. Should die pretty much immediately, and then we'll switch targets. We've got more infiltrators coming in. Let's get our fighters on them. Viper's in position. We've got the sniper on Overwatch. I'll try to make him help this one because this guy should one-tap because he has a lot more damage. You leveled up. That's beautiful. Let's get on top of the infiltrators. Get you over here to help. You should be able to one-tap this infiltrator. One-tapped on the left, and then these guys should be able to two-tap them. I'm going to get you to aggro this guy. You're going to come into this position. Once you've aggroed him, I want you to get back in here. 10 seconds until FTL. Let us all in this guy. We could, in theory, farm experience and then jump whenever we want. We've got Dodgers coming in now. I tell you what, let's just leave. I don't think we need to stick around and find out, you know what I mean? So we're not going to quite jump yet, but we will jump in a moment. Once our ships are in, our ships are back, it's time to jump, and we're out of here. Lovely. We managed to get out without... I mean, we took some chip damage, but nothing too crazy. We could get some experience on L. Douglas. She is pretty good. That's a lot of experience. The next sector has an additional safe turn. Shooting Star gains 60 XP. The Shooting Star is a botanical cruiser. This would get it to level 2, which would be a lot more supply and health. I kind of like the idea of L. Douglas leveling up. She has already really good abilities, and getting her to level could be really good. So let's focus on L. Douglas. Leveling here. We do have a big Tillium problem, and we have 2 potential crises here. brewing. We also have an engineered bomb, which is a real problem. Now, if I remember, Vaselensko is resolving a point of interest. So I am going to use L. Douglas to save this health here. So clear this engineered bomb, please. We've got another crisis. Oh, goodness. A Cylon among us. A new crisis. Okay. Adama's warning. We have a Cylon on board passing as one of us. They're here. I can't believe it. Gods, get a hold of yourself, Arant. Your exo turns to you, a fire in his eyes. We need to set up a post for you in the security center so you'll handle the hunt from there. For one person, for everything? It's protocol and you should know it. Counter-espionage demands compartmentalization. So we've got to go to the security center. On a commander, please follow me, sir. Entering the security center feels like stepping into another world, one of secrecy and spy games. A Cylon is walking among us. It could be anyone, even someone in the CIC. You take a second to comprehend the gravity of the situation. Your enemies among the very last of your kind. A recurring sabotage operation occurs every 5 turns and it gets worse over time. Jesus. You take a second to comprehend. Okay. Good luck, Commander. So we have 2 crises here. Reveal the Cylon hero hidden in your fleet. A Cylon traitor is hiding among your heroes. As long as you haven't identified, they will sabotage the fleet. To stop them, you need to conduct an investigation, identify primary suspects, and find definitive proof of guilt. Each hero will have 4 undiscovered clues that can be revealed to know if they're suspicious or unsuspicious. A suspicious clue needs to be verified to find out if it's an inconclusive clue or a Cylon proof. 2 heroes will always emerge as primary suspects. They will have exactly 3 suspicious clues each. One of those can be verified as Cylon proof and ends the investigation. There are several ways to reveal or verify clues. You need to use them to deduce and narrow down who is the primary suspect with exactly 3 suspicious clues or not. One way to reveal clues is to investigate. Investigating randomly reveals up to half the total suspects' undiscovered clues in one category line per sector. Investigating is free once per sector. Don't forget to do it every time you can. It can greatly help deducing who is your primary suspect. You can also interrogate to reveal a single undiscovered clue or verify a suspicious clue. It's quite expensive, but the cost goes down as the investigation percentage progresses. It's more useful when you've already narrowed down the primary suspect. All the information is summarized in the info sheet. Here it's visible. This is the waste. Okay. Holy crap. For now it's better to investigate to narrow down and wait until interrogation costs are lower. So these are very high costs. Okay, let's investigate their pasts. So we've got 2 unsuspicious people here. Interesting. Oh my god, there's more gameplay mechanics unfolding. So I guess if you have a ton of supplies, you can figure that out really fast. So we definitely want to do hull reinforcement. There's also a level up here. Our Viper has leveled up. We can give it speed, damage against non-moving attack, or every time this unit deals damage, a 5% chance to crit. I like the idea of this ship being even faster. It is already incredibly fast. I don't know if this ship needs critical shot. I think speed is like the name of the game for a Viper. Like, it's a very fast ship. We have a level up on the Raptor as well. Plus 10 primary damage is actually incredibly powerful for a sniper ship. This can take us from taking 2 to 3 to 4, like take us down 1 hit on an enemy. Every time this unit takes damage, it deals a fraction of the damage dealt to all enemy radiates within 25 TU. So this is really good for like tanking. Let's have a look here. Extra damage. All units are instantly moved near the gun star. This is really good to get out of dodge. All units, including this one. So this could be a really powerful way. Like if we're up against a wire and we need to warp because a ton of stuff is coming in, we could teleport out. I really like this. But the minor cannons upgrade, like the probability that... The thing about this is the probability that this takes an enemy from a 2-shot to a 1-shot is high, and the probability that it takes it from a 3-shot to a 2-shot is high as well. So like extra damage, like the amount of times that this is going to apply and potentially help us out is really big, whereas that thing is only really going to help us at the end of a battle. Okay, so we've got this. The Wolf has leveled up. Gaining immunity from friendly fire is actually really good because it could sit inside the flak field. We can give it overdrive. Unit gains 3% evasion every time it takes damage for the remainder of the battle. This will basically allow it to get stronger the more health it's lost, which is very powerful. Being immune to friendly fire would allow it to sit inside the flak, but this is 3% evasion is a really big deal, especially because it has a base 30. You know, if it can survive 10 hits, it basically has a 1/3 chance of getting hit, which is kind of crazy actually. So if we could like stack some damage reduction on this thing, it already has damage reduction actually, and taunt. So I feel like this works really well with it. In fact, I could even make an argument for switching my CAG to the Wolf, because the Ace pilot would make the Viper just like disgustingly fast. Although maybe it's better on a ship that isn't fast. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about the decision making there. We do need to get the Gunstar hull reinforcements, so let's grab that right now. So microwave oven, custom kitchen, directed microwave pulse emitting from the shooting star. Radiation explained the erratic people on board. We can have a team on there in no time. We can find the energy source. We have a team there in no time. Okay, perfect. I think we've cleared the crisis. Let's have a look. Inspect the ship area. So we can spend supplies or a hero action. L. Douglas has leveled, actually. I think I forgot to do that. Gain 5 fleet health every time this hero resolves a POI. She's not assigned to gun weapons, so that's not necessary. I think +5... I mean, she's already really good at healing the fleet, so leaning more into that could be really powerful. We want to do it as Valisenko. Valisenko wants to do a POI, and I think we're low. No, who is the field medic? Yeah, it's Valisenko. So I think Valisenko will do the Tilium, because this will heal one of my people for free due to the field medic trigger. And that healed Erent. Oh no, we have another issue. Ashen, partly military, intended to assist searching for a hidden Cylon. And I'm afraid this will turn deadly if we don't intervene. So we can upset the underworld, or we could let them work it out on their own. I don't know if that works really well. I think let the military continue their investigation. I have been leaning pretty hard into the military, and maybe we can use the bar to improve our relations with the underworld. Play cards with the underworld. Let's see what we can do. You fella broke. So we could pay some supplies to improve the underworld reputation. Okay, they're up to fair. That was worth it in my opinion. Although we are burning time and resources. Arent is going to do something. We have 2 hero points. We definitely need to investigate the ship. I will use Fernandez for this so that we can clear this crisis. Alright, we solved the crisis. People on the shooting star suffer brain damage from microwaves emitted by a handheld directed energy dive that we found. Wow. We demand to know who's to blame. She isn't sure how to continue her report. We have 2 people in custody. They're 2 of our own. Military scientists. Smart kids, loyal but reckless. They were acting under top secret orders to develop an EM weapon that might neutralize Cylons. Should be under my technical supervision. We're at war. Secrecy and conical damage are the price we pay. 2 of my dockers are still in comas. The crew of the shooting star... I think that the reality is that these guys need to face a court-martial. We wasted precious resources trying to figure this out when they could have told people. So I'm going to say the workers, they need to face a court-martial. Listen. Oh, I'm sorry, they messed up. The CIC needs you. We've got a crisis brewing. Comms are down. By the gods, there's anger in Horatius, clear as day. Calm yourself, this isn't the computer's fault. My team can't access documents either. My guess the Cylons are behind this. Plenty of time to hack our systems. Magnetic blah 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 blah. Security alert from the rear deck. Open airlock. 1 person is missing. The computer problem is spreading. We need the gun start in top shape and quick. Sergeant Valisenko. Reboot the system to change the communication frequencies, but it would have an impact on our squadron deployment. We'd be sitting ducks out there, but it's up to you. So lock 1 squadron dock for the first 60 seconds of each battle for 2 sectors. Or find the source of the interference and fix it. I mean, extra cost to the R&D lab upgrades is painful, but I think we can push through. We'll tackle this crisis head on. We should take advantage of an opportunity as well. Factory devotion. The workers' influence is high, which is giving us this. We have good news on the worker front. Synthesize a needed chemical product, but a bit of extra work would increase our scrap and supplies production over the next few sectors. They'll need some copper wire. Sure. So get them the wire. We'll gain extra scrap and supplies over the next 2 sectors, which is nice. That's a positive thing. We still do have 1 crisis brewing. Fix the malfunctioning airlock. Let's do the low risk action here with a rent. Analyze the overheating systems. He has a small chance to lose health. He did not lose health. No, he did lose health. Okay. That's fine. We can't push through any more of these investigations. It wouldn't even make sense to do that until next turn. It's fine. So, 2 heroes will always emerge as primary suspects. They will have exactly 3 suspicious clues each. 1 of those can be verified as Cylon proof and end the investigation. Okay. So we haven't actually cleared anyone as of yet. on who the Cylon is, and that's okay. I don't know if I want to spend resources. What is this? We could have got a better quality hero. I didn't realize I had this. Let's get a regular hero. It's fine. It doesn't feel great. Richard Meyer. He's resilient. We will have him for the crisis at least. A hacker in our midst. Initiating pre-calculation for the FTL drive, sir. Good call, Lieutenant. We need to be prepared for when the Cylons find us. The CI screens are blinking. The alarms are going off. Everything is bad. What the frack is happening? The main computer isn't responding, sir. Looks like it's been hacked. Frack, as long as it remains hacked, our jumps will cost us more. We need to find a systems backup. We can find them in colonial structures. We don't have time for space tourism. Can't we just reboot the whole system? We could, but it would disrupt the whole R&D lab. The researchers down there need the main computer up and running. I think we bypassed this crisis because that Tilium cost is dangerous, which would, because running out of Tilium will damage your entire fleet. Tilium is one of those resources that you just can't run out of. So I think we just accept the fact that we're not going to be able to do any efficient R&D right now and bypass that crisis. One problem at a time. So there is a Cylon in our midst doing bad stuff to us. We do have a hero action that we could use to gain scrap, the cost of some Tilium. I think that's worth it because scrap can be used for a variety of things, plus if a shop appears, and it will give us a field medic trigger. I think we have enough time to do this at the start of the next sector. There's an unstable bomb there, so we'll let that kind of, we won't immediately deal with this. We'll deal with that next sector. Instead, what I think I will do is it would be nice to get some extra Tilium in the reserves, as this would mean we could have the option of doing an emergency jump if things are bad enough. In terms of civilian defense, I think the same ships are fine. We should consider our options. All right, let's start our battle. I think we're set up the way that we want to be. Let's go. Right, so we're going for Seamus Majoris to... there's a couple of crisis objectives here that could really help us versus a traitor. I don't think we need a traitor right here. I think we're going to go for the crisis objective. Let's do it. Compute the jump. We've got a Hydra class frigate, a Type A shooter, so expect to take some damage here. All units gain extra range, and every 10 seconds, one unit will gain 100% damage, but will have slower cooldown. This is going to be a rough one. We are deploying all 3 ships. We are deploying exactly how we would like to. We've got 3 heavy raiders, which is a problem. This ship does look like it has missiles, potentially. Let's deploy our wolf and our sniper and our viper. Let's try to get them all on the same target, except for the sniper, who will go in the heavy raider, because that's what you're good at. We do have missiles coming in, which is a problem. I need you to switch targets. Go for that heavy raider. Go for this heavy raider. I need you to tank both of these guys. I'll drop flak here to assist you. I need you to hit that. I need you to hit this. I need you to go after these snipers. Stay in your position. Okay. The flak did good. A little bit of AoE damage. There's one sniper down. There's another sniper down. Go after this sniper. Don't let that sniper get a second shot. Thank you. And if you can clean this up or go for the Tempest, that's fine. See if you can get this Tempest. I need you to take out this missile. You need to take out this missile. You take out this sniper. Take out this sniper. Oh no, hit that missile. Flee from this missile, then turn around and shoot it. Take on that sniper. You've taken out a heavy raider. We need to hit the snipers first. It's very important. Beautiful. You get that heavy raider. It's what you're built for. You kill this guy. Jesus Christ. Hit that sniper. Hit this sniper. Good work. Get that heavy raider. Hit that missile. Retreat from it. Turn and shoot. Retreat. Turn and shoot. Shoot. Shoot this guy. Okay, a little bit of micromanagement is happening. We've got an elite heavy raider coming in. He's immune to slow, immobilize, and stun. This might be worth dropping flak on this. We're getting a little bit hurt with the Viper, which makes me unhappy. Let's see if we can't get around. Can we drop a flak here? I will drop a flak. Go for that sniper. And hit this bro with a missile. Don't go into that circle though. Don't go into the circle. Don't go into the circle. I need to pull you back slightly. So we've got a couple of elite snipers, which is a problem. 50% damage against missiles. Zip around this. We could shoot a nuke here. I think we should avoid using nukes if we don't have to. Get that raider. You get this raider. Clear this raider. Big. Hit that missile. Everyone. So who are you shooting at? You're shooting this guy. No, you shoot this guy. You shoot the missile. You shoot this guy. Okay. Cleaned it. Then you need to clear this missile. You need to clear this missile. You're still on the same target. I need you to switch targets to this raider who's attacking you. Beautiful. Switch to you. You need to go here. You need to go here. Beautiful. Get on that sniper. Get on this sniper. Get on the heavy raider. Viper head here. Kill this sniper, then use the speed boost to get to the other one. Oh, you don't have the speed booster. Sorry, I got confused. You're hitting the heavy raider. I could use a missile. We've got 34 seconds left. Beautiful. He's taking a little bit of damage, but he has heals. We've got a heavy raider and a couple of missiles coming, but we're okay. I'm a little bit worried about this Viper. It's got pretty low health, and we're about to go up against a bunch of heavy raiders. So I might put him on missile duty and pull him back slightly. Alternatively, we could get these enemies to flee, which is not a terrible use case. Let's get you on this missile if you can. Good. Then focus fire this heavy raider all together. Beautiful. Get on the sniper. Get on the sniper. Start tanking that heavy raider. Use your movement speed to get over to this sniper. You get over to this sniper as well. You're tanking the heavy raider. Can you fire a missile to clear out that elite? Just to get that extra 100 damage on it. It's a big deal. We're 10 seconds away. Undeploy all wings. And I think we're going to get out of here pretty cleanly. We did not take much in the way of damage, so I'm pretty much ready for a jump, just waiting for my ships to get back into the hangar. And there we are jumping. Clean battle. I don't think we took much in the way of damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. We could sit around for experience, but I'm just jumping. I don't want to play with fire, man. So I still don't really know what Fate is used for, so I don't know if I want to get that. Getting experience on Fernandez is pretty good. The Shooting Star getting a bunch of experience could be good. It is a botanical cruiser, which is actually really nice to have a bunch of one resource, because it means you it allows you to reallocate that resources elsewhere, whereas honestly I think getting 60 XP here would be nice, because we could get this up a little bit. Yeah, let's take the experience. Okay, we do have a late sector crisis that we're going to have to deal with. First things first, let's try to do a review of our crew and investigate their medical histories. Okay, so we know we could choose to interrogate you. Let's hold off on that until we feel like it's the right time. We definitely want to avoid this if we can. Valisenko is ready to level up. Every time a crisis is resolved, this hero gains 1. Ooh, that's a really, really nice ability. Especially because this is a field medic. I'll be able to keep my heroes really high health if I'm... Ooh. Okay, Galvanized is insane. I mean, I think we have to take Galvanized here because it means we can use Valisenko to clear a point of interest, heal one of our dudes, and if we clear a thing, we get another point back. So I reckon we do a supply depot with Valisenko here. This is a Cylon boss sector, so we do need to keep that in mind. But by clearing this, we will get a heal on one of our guys. And it looks like Arendt got the heal. We can now get a free heal, free in terms of energy points. So let's do that heal. So that didn't cost us a hero action point. And I've come to value those hero action points insanely highly. Ooh, unfortunately the Viceroy got hit. I forgot that only had 1 turn left. That's a big mistake, an important mistake. We are going to want to heal this if we can. We do have scrap, and we have so many negative modifiers to scrap things. 1 to 2 health damage here. This is like the perfect opportunity for a resilient hero. So I'm going to put Meyer on this. We rescue the locked out civilian. Boom, he got a 16 experience, took 2 damage. And we advance the comms down. You managed to pinpoint the possible source of interference. We need to replace some parts that can be found on the colonial structure. Don't lose time. Got it. We need to repair some parts of the colonial structure. So we need to investigate a colonial structure, and we have another opportunity here. The underworld wants to give us some supplies, a gift. They're items they've stolen from us. We can't refuse, take the supplies, or we could hurt our relationship. I think improving their power is fine. We seem to have been able to manage the factions pretty comfortably as it stands. We've got a Cylon Among Us sabotage happening here. Resolve a structure POI. Unfortunately, we don't have a structure POI here, so we won't be able to clear a crisis to give Valisenko an extra ability. Meyer has leveled up. I do like the idea of resilient plus cautious. Assigned squadron gains damage resistance against Cylon elite units. Damage and resistance provides extra nuke every time the hero resolves a POI point of interest with nuke rewards. I kind of like cautious, meaning I can just use this guy to tank damage from events. And he has a ton of health to play with anyway. We could get fleet health. One of my guys is good at fleet health, right? Who was it? Was it Valisenko? Was it Douglas? No, it's Douglas. We are low on Tilium, so that's a bit of a problem. We do have a bar option here. Let's take a look at our bar. Supplies for Tilium. Listen to rumors of the past during a game of Triad. You sit and listen quietly. His name pops up at his Triad table. Something about their past. You're not entirely sure if it's relevant. You make a mental note. So this is going to give me an investigation, I think. Should look more into his past. Interesting. So he has a sus past. That's actually really useful because this is the Cylon problems that this is creating for us is actually really bad because basically every 5 turns we're getting a sabotage event like this. Unfortunately, I can't use Meyer to clear this. I will use Douglas. No, I'll use my XO to clear it. Defuse that unstable bomb. Alright, after the Cylon situation, we found a body. Could be related. Yeah, there's some sort of murderous Cylon on board here. I would love to get more Tilium, and I think I kind of have to, so let me go ahead and get Arendt on this because he's good at Tilium. Refill our reserves. Now, I think we currently have, factory devotion. So workers' influence is high, so we get an opportunity here. A quick word regarding the workers. We've delivered the copper to them. Scrap production could have been substantial, so we should get a production boost over the next couple of sectors, which is great. 20% scrap and supplies for 2 sectors. Really good. We have another opportunity coming in here. The Underworld plans to redistribute supply to those who couldn't join the fleet before escape. Workers don't like this, so we can increase the power of the workers, making the Underworld unhappy, or we can make them both unhappy. I think I've been keeping the workers pretty happy. We will need to improve our relationship with them, but I think the Underworld gaining a little bit of power, they have actually been pretty helpful, even though they've been kind of douches. I have actually found them quite useful in certain respects. Okay, we need to resolve... Yeah, okay, so there's nothing we can do about these at the moment. So there's no point in really doing any research just because the price is so insanely high for us. We have 2 negative effects on that, so probably our best bet is to save L. Douglas's point here and maybe do some refining or leveling up of a ship. For example, the Shooting Star, we could very easily get to level 2. So I think what we'll do is we'll repair the ship twice and then train it twice to get it to level 2, which will get us extra scrap per flight, and then we're going to get another crisis. We've got a factory strike. Happens because the workers is tense or worse. Squadron hangar has stocked materials. Usually materials come from the Hippolytus. Ship's captain would like a word with us. The spare parts production line has been stopped. The workers refuse to negotiate. They won't even talk to me. Fantastic. I recommend looking for wreckage spots or structures and spare parts elsewhere. Scientists could intervene. Oh man, I think I need to bypass these crises because Because taking extra damage on our squadrons would be rough. I'll bypass the crisis, because we're already not planning on doing any scrap R&D for a while. The workers changed their tune. They're not happy about it. I mean, look. You find the list of active global effects. We've already got a ton of R&D penalties, so like leaning harder into that means that our other areas don't suffer as badly. I definitely feel like we need to fix up these ships to get them above their critical health thresholds. So I'm going to fix everyone up to a comfortable degree, basically burning all of our scrap. We have a ton of supplies. We could do some investigating, but it wouldn't actually make a difference. Now here's the thing. We know now that this character is not a Cylon, because primary suspects always have 3 suspicious clues. The fact that we have 2 greens on this character means they cannot be our primary suspect, which means they can't be a primary suspect, which means they can't be a Cylon. Okay, so there's kind of like a logic deduction game going on here, which is kind of interesting. We do still have L. Douglas. I think I'm going to save his point save her point to use at the last second. Let's do a scrap round. We've got another Cylon sabotage, and this is where L. Douglas could be really used, although they're better off being used. Let's see, 5 health every time we do a fleet, so this would be 44 plus we would lose 20. I think what we do is we use L. Douglas to clear this to get a bunch of extra fleet health. We should see this jump up pretty significantly. And then we tank the fleet health by solving this crisis with supplies. Because we do have an ability that lowers the amount of fleet health we can lose. Okay, we're ready to take on a boss. In terms of civilian defense, we're going to be taking the Shooting Star and the Hippolytus. These are our 2 strongest defense things. Let's go ahead and start the battle. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, So, Omega Ashuba. So this is a crisis objective. We've also got a green planet, some wreckage, a trading beacon, and a Cylon boss. Right, we're calculating our jump vector. We've got a base star coming in on us. Amelia Watanabe is ready, saying, everything's ready for battle, Commander. But why aren't they attacking? What are they waiting for? Prepare. The lights of the CIC blind you. A voice snarls out of the speakers. Oh, that's rich. Survivors escaping their fate. The tone is genuinely curious, like an entomologist has discovered a new species. How fascinating. Mind if I take a closer look? Not sure how, but we've got power back, Commander. Something in you, in your eyes, has always intrigued me. Curiosity is your obsession, even when in danger. Who are you? Let us through. I truly admire, even as your own world collapses. This is number 3, the philosopher. Frack, what does she want? What do I want? Why, it's obvious. To study you, of course. The base star is shooting at us, sir. By all means. Dre's contact, Cylon Raiders. Dead or alive. She wants to study us. Interesting. So we're up against a base star. Don't know what special abilities they have. They've got a coordination relay that they deploy onto the battlefield. Spooky. I pretty much think our setup is unchanged, so we're going to go ahead and go into battle. We've got 3 heavy raiders and a protector. The protector is a problem because it makes these guys harder to kill. It would be nice if we had a flak charge ready to go. We don't get to emergency jump, so we're going to have to do some stuff. I think I'm going to try to get the Viper on the protector and get the Raptor on the Wolf on a heavy raider. Alright, excellent. I need you to tank this guy, you to kill this guy. Perfect. We've got them distracted. We do have a potential flak blast here, which we will drop. We've got some Dodgers coming in. Let's get you zipping over here. I'm going to get you to go after the Dodgers. Go for those snipers. They're getting flaked, which is great. I need you to get that protector. That civilian ship is taking a hell of a lot of damage. We've got a missile coming in. I need you on the missile, the Raptor. Let's get the Wolf flying in. They're preparing to deploy the coordination relay. That's a Cylon nuke, which is a problem. He's on the Dodgers. I need you on this Dodger as well. Nuke down. These guys are dodging like crazy. What is this evasion? You need 2 units on them at the same time. That's a problem. Get out of there. Hit him with the missile. I can't believe you missed with the missile. Coordination relay. Try to distract him. I'm gonna get this raptor to move this way because I am dropping a nuke here. To hit as many of these Dratus contacts as possible. Took him out. That was big, beautiful. We love a nuke. We need to kill this Dodger as fast as possible. We've got Dodgers coming in over here. We've got Fixers coming in over here. I will have offensive flax for the Dodgers, which won't quite kill them, but it will do a lot. Let's try to coordinate on these heavy raiders. You need to kill the Fixers, because you can one-tap them. Beautiful. Get that Fixer. Get over here. There's a nuke incoming. Fire the flak. Hit that nuke. We need you on this and you on this. Well, you actually aren't very useful here. Oh my god. Get the Dodger. Get the Dodger. The misses are painful. Oh my goodness. Get out of there, Raptor. We fire another nuke. Right about there. We will get out of the area of effect pretty much at the last second. Beautiful. Nuclear, there's a coordination relay. What do? Evasion set to 90%. Get that immediately. Do not let that thing exist. Get in there, take that out. Get that Raider. Get that Protector. The shooting star might be dead, bro. There's only so much I can do. Viper, can you get in here and make them flee? Okay, we bought some time with the fleeing ability. Dude, these Dodgers, the fact that you need 2 people to attack a Dodger is crazy. Now, you can definitely clear out some of these snipers. You need to hit that nuke. Do not let that nuke get through. Get on those raiders. We've got protectors, heavy raiders, fixers. Get on the fixer. Hit that protector. You need to stay healthy. Jesus Christ, 30 seconds. I'm gonna drop flak on these raiders when the time comes. This Viper is way too hurt to really do a huge amount. Drop the flak. "24 seconds feels like an age. Let's get the Viper out of here. Retreat, retreat. Retreat. I think we sacked the civilian ship just to make sure. Drop another nuke. The second these guys spawn, we drop the flak on them as well. Boom. 10 Cylon units with a single nuke. Oh shit, I didn't see them nuking. That's a civilian ship dead. Bad timing. Come on, 5 seconds. 4, 3. I retreated slightly too early. Jump, 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 jump. Jesus Christ! Let's repair this ship. Well, that sucked. Shooting star was destroyed during our last encounter. We managed to evacuate some of the passengers. Extra food and drugs. Let's pay for it. We have the food. We have a fleet health problem here. It's fine. We don't need to deal with that. We do have 2 potential crises brewing. This one will help a crisis. Let's deal with our security check first. So, so we know this guy can't be the prime suspect. It's a question of this guy and this guy. And so statistically, either this or this are good options for us. Investigation will reveal up to 2 clues. So I'll go with this one. Okay, so we know these 2 guys are still clean. It is pretty cheap for us to interrogate now. Let's hold off on interrogating for a moment because we could maybe use the bar. Maybe we can get something out of Horatius Fernandez. Let's talk to the workers because I think the workers are actually upset with us. Hierarchy doesn't exist when the game is playing. All that matters is winning. I could spend some supplies. I think making the workers go away from being upset means we're less likely to get strikes and stuff, so I think we will take that. Okay, we need to resolve a structure POI. Let's do that now. This is a mining rig. I don't think we have anyone that has scrap bonuses, but you are a field medic, so you will heal someone when you clear a POI, so we will take that because that will heal Meyer. And that will solve the comms down crisis, meaning our R&D prices are starting to get back to normal. We still do have 1 negative effect there, but it is coming back to normal. I hope to catch this fracking saboteur sooner rather than later. We also get an opportunity. Let's have a look. Collective momentum. This is the workers. May or not struck a deal with the workers. While having a drink later, we're quite eager to salvage a new technology. I take that a few silence to show us how to gain additional scrap with their new tech. This could be very lucrative. So we get 100 scrap if we succeed. This is great. Don't worry, no toaster's going to take me down. So we destroy 15 Cylon units with Richard Meyer assigned to a squadron. Now, our Meyer is not currently assigned to a squad, but he does have special flight authorization. So it could be really good to assign them. Right now, Valisenko is assigned, but that's fine. We'll put our Meyer in charge. I think the safest one to put him in charge of is the Raptor, because this is the one that's least likely to die. So it's also the one where he's most likely to get kills from shots. It would be nice to obtain another civilian ship. In particular, this would be a rarer civilian ship. Let's do it. Valisenko has another action here, which would allow us to heal our Meyer again. So let's use Valisenko. That'll get us a small heal. And we get the A gear, which is a level 2 mining ship. An uncommon mining ship, which is great. Now this will immediately trigger a crisis on the new ship. Radioactive emergency. Radiation spikes on my ship. Each time I use a FTL drive, increases radiation. Workers are mostly falling ill. Such frequent jumps. In short, we need to help fix this. We can find them in nearby structures and wreckages. Issue right now by sealing the FTL drive. So we can look for... That's a lot of fleet health, but we do have a lot of fleet health to play with. 150 scrap right now is insane. So I think we're going to take this and try to solve it ourselves. We might not be able to solve it until like the next sector, but I think that's fine. We have a lot of supplies. I want to clear this. I'll use Meyer for this. Triage the injured passengers. Avoid the negative effects. We'll advance time. We have another Cylon sabotage. Let's start doing some security clearance because interrogate this. I suspect he will have 3 suspicious, and so we can do a full interrogation on him and either clear him. We know he's the Cylon. Boom. As Horatio sits down, you understand there's going to be trouble. Something the matter, Commander? You try to maintain your composure. Whatever's in front of you, you already knows what he's about to say. Give the guards outside and your hand, you're going to take it you finally understood. Horatius leans across the table, his smile now a smirk. The interesting thing is, I didn't know either, not at first. Don't bother telling me how angry or disappointed you are, because you're dead. You, the soldiers waiting outside, everybody in this fleet. Take him to the brig. Just wait, Commander. You snap your fingers and Horatius is handcuffed and sent to the brig. You hide the trem in your hand. No one can see you like this. So we won't get any more Cylon problems, but we have discovered who the Cylon is. We can pop into the shop. There might be stuff that we can buy here. Logos, Qatar the monk. He speaks a soft and soothing voice. This kind of shows the unusual shape of his ship. Welcome to my monastery. Have you encountered silence? They tend to ignore me. Once, yes, a group came. We discovered theology of arrows until they had more urgent business. Having said that, it seems you're here to trade, am I right? So we could buy another raptor, which would be pretty good for sniping. Ooh, Reaper, plus 2% damage every time it deals damage. However, if it doesn't do damage for 5 seconds, it gets reset. Hunter's Dash, which we already know about. Hunter Instincts, the Raptor. Artillery Aim. Big Sniper. It would be great if we could get some more people. In particular, we need someone in charge of the return enemy squadron. 30% chance to gain fleet health every time a squadron deploys an enemy unit. We could really use a gun holder because we lost our XO. So if we could get some supplies, that'd be fantastic. Maybe I should have used all my hero points before I cleared this. It's fine. We do need to clear this. You're a field medic. We're gonna need some Tillium. So basically all my hero points are accounted for at this point. Like mentally. God, no, another issue. Problem aboard the Aegir, some kind of outbreak. Natural response to stress, common cold. We could take preventative action or have a 50-50. Let's take preventative action. And what we can do is we can actually let this expire because we have plenty of fleet health. It's only 16 damage, so we're going to let this just expire. We do need Tillium because we're down to 3. So let's make use of a Rent's ability. And then I need supplies so I can buy another officer. All right, you're a humanitarian and a bard, so you should restore a little bit of fleet HP with this action. Beautiful. There's a new crisis brewing, which is a problem. We've got a comet. Every screen the CIC blinks, shutters, reboots, the comet's trajectory is confirmed, it will miss the fleet. I think it's fracking up our instruments. Stratus works, but barely, and the FTL calculator is all out of sorts. Being bombarded by security reports, chaos out there, civs are scared, they're calling it the Dark Omen. I don't believe the comet and our technical issues are related, sir. Your chief tech leaks through the reports. See, this charter shows the problem was bound to happen, also shows the problem should solve itself in a few jumps, but I propose we fix it sooner than that. Well, if it will solve itself, then let's just wait, why bother? Because the people in the fleet are afraid. I mean, our R&D costs are already really high, and we just don't have the scrap to do anything R&D wise. So like, does this matter if we just lose a bit of R&D? But we also have a ton of fleet health, and there might be an opportunity for us to do some R&D now that we have 2 scrap ships. So I think bypassing this is the right decision, even though it does mean that we're going to take more damage on some of these actions. The fact that we have a... Ooh. This is going to bypass in 2 turns. Okay, that sucks. Okay, so... deteriorating the workers or deteriorating... Let's keep the military strong. The workers are unhappy, but that's okay. We can always look for ways to improve that. Yeah, we bypassed the comet. That's fine. We missed an opportunity because the workers are unhappy with us. And that's this here that got kicked out, which would have been worth 100 scrap, which really sucks. So now our Meyer can't actually be assigned to a hangar. Maybe I should have thought about the consequences of that decision a little bit more. All right, let's... Aya Yamamoto could be really good. She is a rare. I think I want Luis Almeida to be on my gun. Let's get him on the flak because he has rapid shot. Yeah, it hurts the damage slightly, but it means the cooldown's a lot faster. And Arendt just got a level. Obtain 1 Tillium for each nuke gained, except for from shops. The fact that he's a nuke salvager makes this extremely powerful. Crippling shot. I think we go for the propellant optimizer. This is like a really powerful combo. But I tell you what, based on the current status of the game, we've made it past 2 of the bosses. So a few more sectors and we'll make it to the Battlestar Galactica. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!